So this is the cube, and in here we have the X-Men tree. We will compare everything from the box to the cube. So the first is definitely the Tornado V4 is much better because I don't like big like this. Look, it's much smaller. So now let's open it up. Second thing, how long did it take it to open? So first one. 4 seconds. Okay. 4 second and 56 millisecond. So 2 second, much faster. It's heavy, but I don't know why it just came off longer. So next up we have the cards right here. So what I see that this one is just the cube and the name, but this one is much better. They have the drawing of the inside of the cube and the logo and the white. So the first one, the card gets the V3 gets the point. The back, the red is actually my favorite color, so the back is same thing. So let's go to the accessories first. So once we open it up, there we go. Another point to V4, it has a blank cap center cap that makes it better for blindfolded. When you go to a blindfolded competition, you need to have a blind of these. Why I just keep falling from my hand. The another one is the adjustable tool system. This one is made out of plastic. It can break and it does come with this, but this one is made out of metal. It's bigger. It gets the next point. So let's see. What do we have next? Next is this. They have both. So let's open it up and see. This is from GAN, I say X-Men Tornado V4, and this is 3. So they're kind of same size, but the logo in this one is much clearer. You can see the logo, so it gets the next point. Just throw this away. Next step, we have the packet. Unfortunately, I lost the packet from the V3, so it wins because it does not have anything to compare with. So next step, we have these papers. So in GAN, and I always say GAN, in version 3 we have only 2, but in version 4 it seems that we have a lot more. So one of them is how to set up your cube. That is actually, it helps you a little bit, but this one, if we buy a speedy cube, we definitely don't need this. But in V4 we have not 1 how to solve a Rubik's Cube, not 2, but we have 3 notebook to how to solve a Rubik's Cube. That is completely useless. We don't need this much paper, so we just throw this all over there. So this is from version 4. This one is a little bit clear. Oh, I don't need this. I don't need this. This one is a little bit shorter. Yeah, so we need these. Next step is the box. And 3, we can see that this one has a little bit box like this, and the Rubik's Cube is in that, but in this one it's much fancier. I like this one. The magnets are super strong. You have to just pull it a little bit harder. So here I put them all and see which ones win. So the first is the box. Definitely the V4 is smaller, so it gets the first point. The second one is the cards. So I say that I like the V3 more because this one adds a little bit more cooler than this one. Is just the cube, but this one has some drying. The next step is these things. That this one is much clearer and a little bit bigger, I think. So it gives the next point, and the adjustable tools is this gets the point because it's made out of metal, but this one is made out of plastic that can break. So a total we will get only 1 point in V3, but 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need to switch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. We get the V4 get 3 points and the V3 gets only 1 point from the card. So these are all things. So we get rid of these, all of these, and it's time for the cubes. So next step is the box. I don't think this counts as the box. This is the box of the V3. So definitely, I think everyone will pick this one. It's much better than this one. So the V4 gets the next point too. So now we get rid of the everything, and here is the only cubes. Those are like useless things. Useless things. These are the things that we need. So the first we can see that the V4 is UV coated. That I like it because this is my first cube that is UV coated. The V3 does not UV coated, but this one does. So now I do set up this cube in my way. I adjust it in the way that I like. I put lube on it, but this one is completely new. So if this one will be better, it is. No worry, I will set up this one too to see which one will win. So this one, we can see that this one has 3 magnets. You can see right in the edge, it has 3 magnets, but V3 only 1. The next difference is that the V4 you can adjust the magnet from the corners, but in the V3 you adjust them from the edge. This is another difference. So I adjust this to the maximum. So let's put this in maximum too. Oh my god, this one is much stronger, the magnets. Like, look at this. The Spider-Man hanging from there. This is a strong magnet. It's actually impressive me. It's actually make noise when you turn them, but in V3 it does not make any noise. Just listen to this. It does make a noise. So I'll do that with all of them. And this one, it does not make any noise, so it's just quiet. No noise. You can see that I'm turning it, but no noise. So it gives the next point too. So now let's see which magnet is better. So sometimes if you don't do it so strong, the V3 will not lock it up in place like all. You can see that there is a little bit left. So like this. Now let's see the V4. This one has 3 magnets, so oh my god. I just push very slowly, but they still lock up his face. If you just do it so slow, it will just don't go all the way. So this one you definitely can feel that it's locking up. You can feel the magnets much better in the V4. So it gets the next point. It's already getting all the points. So right now we're talking about only the cubes, not those things, the accessories. So I don't know how much does this thing get point. So now let's do some first turns in the V4 and see how it goes. Oh my god. This thing is much faster than I expected to be. Oh, like, look at this. It's like much faster and looser. It's much faster than I expected to be. Like in this one, I put a controllable a loop that makes it controllable, so it does still have lockups, but it's not super fast. This thing is super fast. It's so fast. I don't expect this to be that fast. So I definitely need to put some loop that make it controllable. So now I think this gets the point because it is much faster than I like. It's like faster. When you get faster, the cube gets faster with you. But in V3, if you get so faster, it will just lock up and you will miss it. Like see, I just do my maximum speed and it just lock up. But this one, you just can handle it. If you go faster with it, it will just get faster with you. This is the thing, another thing that I like about it. One thing that I forget to talk about is the V4 is heavier. It's definitely, you can feel that this one is much heavier. So V3 gets a point finally. Now, let's see the corner cutting. So right now I need to adjust it. I adjust this one and it does have 45-degree corner cutting. So let's just adjust this and see the inside of both of these. So the center cap of this one is white, but this one is clear. So it's just the same thing as this one, but the handle in this one is much easier to get. In this one, you have to have longer nails to grab it. It's a little bit hard, but so this gets the V4 gets the next point too, because it's much easier, much easier than this one. So I put my V3 in the speed. I put the speed in 1 and the corner cutting in 3. So this one was so fast, so I'll put the corner cutting in 2 and the speed in 3. So I will do that with the all of the centers. So I set these two up and now let's see how it's turned. The turning is getting, I think, a little bit slower. I think it's because I put a loop that makes it controllable too, and that works pretty well, I think. Now let's see the corner cutting. Better, definitely better. It can do the exact like 35-degree like the tree. So the corner cutting, well, the tree wins from the corner cutting because this one can handle it. Maybe not too much, but it is better than this one because it just completely lock up and you can turn it. So now the final test, I will scramble both of these up. The second thing that I figured out is the V3 is quieter than V4. This one is noisier, but this one is quieter. So first of all, I will go with the tree. 40 seconds off. That's pretty good. So now let's see what does 4 do. And this scroll is much harder, so I don't think I will get good time. This scramble was much harder. This is definitely not fair. 24 and I still don't solve. I messed up the last algorithm. This one was not fair because the V3 scramble was much easier, but I'm still not so comfortable with the churning because it's super fast. I can't control it. So I have to practice some days with this. So I will come tomorrow and see. I will practice with this some days and see what we all got. So I do practice with both of these. Not both of these. Just the V4. So I get comfortable with the speed. It is fast. And one thing that I like about it is when you get with it fast, it just can handle that speed. Like in V3, when you get like so fast, it just lock up. See, look at this. It just can pop right now. This is when you get super fast with it, it cannot handle it, but the V4 can handle it. Like you get faster, the cube get faster with you. There's no lock up. And this is the thing that I like in the V4. The next thing, the corner cutting is not good, but one thing that surprised me is it does have very less lockups than the V4. Sometimes it can give you a terrible lockup that like sometimes when you get super fast it can give you a lockup that you will drop the cube, and one time it happens for me and I mess up the whole cube. Sometimes it can give you a very bad lockup, but sometimes it's good and does not have a lot of lockups like the V3. So this is like good. The V3 has a lot of lockups. It does not have very bad lockup, but a lot. But this one, I do not get a lot of lockups with it sometimes, but not too much. So this one is better in lockups. The next thing is the magnets. You can feel the magnets when you turn so fast. That makes it to not lock up more. And for no reason, my look ahead in the V4 is much better. For no reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's for UV coding. The V4 has UV coding. Because of this, my look ahead is better. Like, I can do the FDOL much better than V3 for no reason. I get so much better. I don't know why, but I like this cube a lot. It is worth it buying. So this one is the flagship of V3, but this one is V4 Pioneer, so there's a lot of difference between these two. So what I recommend, if you have a flagship of V3, I definitely recommend buying the Pioneer of V4. But if you have a Pioneer of V3 and want to buy a V4 flagship, I do not recommend this because there is not a lot of difference between the flagship of V4 and Pioneer of V3. But if you want to buy the Pioneer of V4, it's definitely worth it buying. There's only $2 difference between the V flagship and the Pioneer. So I do recommend to buy the Pioneer because this one is much faster, better, does not have lockups. You can feel the magnets, it's UV coding. I think it's worth buying. I like this thing. Definitely I like it. For no reason, I just get a lot better in one day. And I will use the normal solve. Usually the 3, but for the competition, I will definitely use the V4. I do not go a lot of competition because the competitions are so far from here. So I will use this for competitions. This one is fast but controllable. If you want to buy the V4, it's definitely worth buying. I recommend to buy the V4 Pioneer instead of the flagship, because there's not a lot of difference in the flagship, but in the Pioneer there is a lot of difference. It's UV coating, this thing that I like about it that makes me better than F-Oil. So I do recommend to buy the V4. V4 is much better. So this is the end of the video. You can see that the V4 is definitely the winner. I think it's much better. It's worth it buying. I do recommend to buy the V4. This is the end of the video. Hope you enjoy, and I hope I help you choose your cube. So this is the end of the video. Bye. See you guys in next video.